Hi, I'm Claudia Brown Coulter with Pivotal Peace. I'm your go-to mediator for navigating divorce while parenting children with special needs. I'm also a legal document assistant, LDA, based in the greater Los Angeles area. When you are divorcing, even if it's an uncontested case, you may need a special needs trust for your child. If you have a child that is either an adult or you know they will grow up to be an adult who will be unable to be independent. Maybe they'll be able to have a job, but it's not going to make enough money for them to be able to support themselves. Then it's a possibility that child support would need to continue to be paid their whole adult lives. So what I want you to think about is you might need a special needs trust. And we can talk about that through the process of a divorce. So a special needs trust is different from a typical trust. It's designed to hold and manage that money for that child without impairing or impacting or disqualifying them from other government benefits that they're entitled to, such as Social Security or Medicaid. It can go into the divorce agreement. Hopefully you guys are amicable enough that we don't have to put in the divorce agreement, but it can go in there. Regardless of who you are working with, it's unlikely that your family mediator, your divorce mediator, is also an expert in special needs trust. You feeling me? So I need you to go and find a special trust attorney who specializes in special needs. Don't just get any wills, probates, trust person. Somebody who specializes in special needs, because you have to set it up correctly. Because if you don't, your child is screwed. So you got to get the right support. It is money well spent. So if your child receives an inheritance from you, or if you are paying some sort of child support and they're past the age of majority, those items can interfere with their ability to receive support from the government. But that's not fair, right? They should receive that government support and have that additional support from you so that they can continue to live and be supported and provided for. So this is why you want to do that, because you want to be able to shelter them and shelter that money that you're leaving to them so that other benefits don't get taken away. What if your child, after you pass away, your child has to go live in some sort of residential facility? You want to have the best one that money can buy, right? Or that at least you can afford. So that is something that these monies can be used for as well. So what you're going to need to do, though, obviously, you're going to have to talk to a professional, but you're going to need to have a conversation with your co-parent. You're going through a divorce right now, but you're not divorcing your child. Please don't divorce your child. Actually, I just posted a reel not too long ago about this parent whose child was grown. They were receiving about $13,000 a year in Social Security funding, and the parent didn't think they were entitled, or I should say required, to pay any adult child support because they were already receiving government monies. But parent was making $3 million a year. Don't divorce your child. The court, man, it took a while too. It took a few courts to be like, no, you're wrong, sir. Boo. The court finally was like, no. So got remanded back to the lower court to decide what that child support amount should be. When you are creating this trust, you need to name a trustee. So if a child has needs that are so severe that really they are only living with one parent, then that parent should be the trustee, right? Because they are managing and caring for and paying for all of these different appointments and things like that. They're facilitating that providers are getting paid. They are providing food and shelter. So they should be the trustee. It could be that you're older and maybe you have another child who can be the trustee. So I think I've told you this story before. I've had a colleague who both of her parents had passed. And so she was actually the trustee of her older brother. She was the trustee of his account, and he lived with her and her husband and their children until the day he died. But she, as the little sister though, she was the trustee because she was still here, right? So it doesn't just have to be the co-parent, but if your co-parent is the one who's given all the care, then they should probably be the trustee. And this needs to be reviewed over time, right? Because you're not going to live forever, right? And you don't ever want to outlive your children. So you're going to have to reevaluate it and go, when I leave this earth, who then should be the new trustee? These are conversations, these are things to think about now, and recognize that you're going to have future conversations. Listen though, it is hard to talk right now in the midst of the divorce. Even if it's uncontested, it's still uncomfortable. But if you keep working on your communication, I'm like, you can only control you, right? If you just keep working on you, this will get easier. So by the time a few years down the road, you need to have another conversation with your former spouse about this trust and about how it's being managed, it's actually going to be an easier conversation. In the event of a divorce, if there's large child support payments, the court could order that child support payments be paid directly into the trust. And you might want to do that if the child is already receiving benefits, and if they get child support payments as an adult, it could interfere with those benefits. So it is possible as part of your divorce decree to have those child support payments being directed directly to your special needs trust. But you gotta work with a special needs trust attorney to make sure you get it right. So listen, what I have found in this field is that professionals expect for you to have questions. So go ask your questions of them. Find a special needs attorney and ask them questions. They're going to give you guidance. You're going to sleep better at night. And then you'll be able to make a better decision and really choose an option that works for you, your former spouse, and your child, and any other children that you have. So don't be afraid of this process, but go seek this information and know upfront. This is something we need to talk about in mediation. This is something we need to plan for now. We cannot put our heads in the sand, and we need to make sure that our children or our child's future is secure. You can do this. I can help. I can help get you in contact with the right people to help facilitate the creation of this trust.